A few. A few. Let's get into it. A few good movies. A few. A good. A few. Good. A few. Let's get into it. A few good movies.
Okay, well, this is our last official mini episode, and it is already in the middle of December, so this is sort of our Christmassy episode. So I put on some Christmas materials, got a little Christmas vacation thing going on here.
Yeah, and I'm wearing green in honor of Christmas.
Yes. Chris, I love that outfit you got on there.
I've got my dinosaur ugly sweater on. He's got, I think you can't really, there it is. His sleeves are too long because his arms are short.
Well, welcome everybody to this sort of holiday special episode of A Few Good Movies. I'm Zach Dame, and with me is Chris Porto.
Season's greetings.
And Sam Resmail.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So I thought it'd be fun to talk, since we didn't really do an episode for holiday movies or Christmas movies and whatnot, that we could discuss some of our favorites, maybe some dark horse picks for Christmas movies, and just sort of talk about that a little bit today. And also, I was also thinking maybe any interesting Christmas memories we all have, because I have some fun ones.
Because okay.
And you know what's interesting is there's always this debate about whether you can call certain movies Christmas movies, the most famous being Die Hard.
Well,
so where do we all stand with
definitely
that?
a Christmas movie. That's not even a question.
So yeah.
But okay.
It's not even a question. Well, we got into this earlier in the season with mullets too, that I would also throw Lethal Weapon, the first one, right, into the mix of Christmas movies.
Yeah, any Shane Black Christmas movie is probably a Christmas movie.
Yeah, in some capacity.
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I know, and like I was thinking of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang as well. It's definitely got some Christmas vibes going on.
Yeah.
Another Shane Black movie, right?
Yep.
I'm just trying to think of some other. You guys think of other examples of movies that are Christmas movies, even though it's not like about Christmas?
I think I really don't know how much this is considered a Christmas movie. It seems obvious, but Gremlins.
I
mean,
the first one?
Yeah, the first one. I think the second one takes place right at New Year's Eve. So
okay.
The first
so that's
one, it's Christmas time. Phoebe Cates tells that story about Santa, that really creepy story. I think it's her dad. It's been a little while, but I think that's for sure a Christmas movie.
Yeah, and the whole conceit is that he's trying to find a Christmas gift for his son, and he stumbles upon Gizmo.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I think that's a good one.
Yeah, here's one that I don't think I think it truly is a Christmas movie, but people might not realize it, is Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It might be like the darkest Christmas movie, because I think it's about, consumerism and like indulgences and stuff, but that's during Christmas time. And
watch that with the family.
Yeah. And it's about tradition.
Here's the thing, but I was going to say, like, is the only qualification for a Christmas movie just that it takes place during Christmas? I don't necessarily even know if that's enough.
I think it has some element of the holiday in it too.
Yeah. There's always a reason, like with any movie, there's always a reason for the setting. So I don't think it's random that it's Christmas.
If it's set during Christmas, there's a reason for it.
Yeah. Then why else?
Why would you make it Christmas? That's a really good point. That's actually a really solid point. There's everything in a movie, right, is intentional. It should be anyway.
It should be, at least, if it's a
so if you're going to decide to make a movie taking place over Christmas, it's got to be for a reason.
Yeah. And Kubrick had a reason, and it's not like Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year. It's that Christmas has become consumeristic and traditional, and more about indulgences than anything.
And it's the worst time of the year.
I guess that.
Well,
okay.
Well, see, I was raised Muslim, so I never celebrated Christmas, but I do find this time of the year to be like really warm, and everyone's just like is having a good time. It seems like you know, Thanksgiving is just passed. You're still like high from all that food that you ate, and like from here till till New Year's, basically, everyone, you know, like nothing can go wrong.
It's good times. Well, also, I mean, it's just, I mean, there's so many holidays back to back that like, you know, you only have like 3 weeks of work between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then it's another holiday, and then it feels like everything's moving very fast. Too.
Right.
But and you know, I guess Sam, you and I both work in, you know, the film industry in a profession where basically every year, I get like at least 2 weeks off. Which is, you know, that's kind of rare unless you're a teacher. You probably don't get a full 2 weeks off for the holidays, but because shows shut down, you just have to like not be working, which I've always really appreciated. It allows us to like go home and visit family or whatever. It's another bonus working in this industry. You know, I've always loved that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it just so happens that a lot of like, because we work on like a season of television, a lot of times the season will end right before Christmas. So we have...
Well, that's like a new development, actually.
Really?
Well, yes. I think traditionally, like especially in television, traditionally you'd have a fall. It would start in the fall, and you'd take a break over the holidays. And then you'd usually like wrap up the season in the spring, and then it'd be pilot season in the spring, so you can maybe jump on a pilot.
Right.
And then shows would come back in the fall. But it's just getting past that because streaming has taken over, and you know, you can do things on any timeline you want, you know, and there's no longer 24 episode seasons of things. Really, there's 10 episode seasons of things.
Right.
So the schedule, the sort of like every year things happening on a certain rhythm, has started to disappear a little bit. And then now you have shows that might wrap up before the holidays just to get it out of the way and have a clean break, kind of.
Yeah, there's always that. Maybe there's like I mean, I'm remembering The Office and Friends and Parks and Rec having these like mid-season breaks where they would have a Christmas episode and then be off for 3 weeks, and then kind of come back with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we've talked about how I kind of miss that because, like, if you know that your episodes are going to air in a certain timeline every year, you can write episodes
right
for Thanksgiving and for Christmas and for Halloween specials.
It's a layup.
Yeah, you don't get to do Halloween specials anymore, or you can just do them whenever you want, I guess. But it's more fun when it's during the season.
You know, so that reminds me, I just saw a movie, which I would disagree that it's a Christmas movie, but it seems like a Christmas movie. It's called Holidate, and it's on Netflix.
Holidate.
That sounds okay. That sounds painful.
It is a rom-com, very silly rom-com, but basically they come up with this idea. This girl meets this guy, and they come up with this idea of having a holiday, basically, you know, bringing this guy or this girl to any holiday event where like you're often, you know, pushed to, you know, when are you going to get a girlfriend? When are you going to get married? Blah, blah, blah. If you always bring a date, you'll never really be pressed in that way. So that was their whole strategy. But the movie it's kind of fun. I mean, it's very silly, but it's kind of fun that they go through every holiday. From Christmas to New Year's to St. Patrick's Day to Valentine's Day, like, so you get to see like all those, you know, specials that The Office or Friends might have in one movie with the same characters.
Is this the Emma Roberts one?
I can't remember the actress's name. Is it Emma Roberts?
It's Netflix.
There's so many of these holiday Netflix movies that I lose track.
Well, I was going to say I just watched one last night. I think it's called The Happiest Season.
Okay.
It's the Kristen Stewart movie. And I was interested. My wife and I were interested in seeing it because of the creator of Schitt's Creek, Daniel Levy, is in it as well, and we really like him. And it's actually I really enjoyed it. It's your standard holiday kind of movie where, you have a couple. In this case, it's a lesbian couple, Kristen Stewart, and I don't remember who the other actress is, but just taking home their girlfriend to the family for the holidays, and everything goes 100% wrong, and it as every holiday movie like that it does, everything kind of falls apart, and then they gotta struggle through the holidays together, and it's pretty standard, but it's actually really well done and funny and heartfelt, and it got me in the holiday spirit. So I'd recommend it. It's got a really strong cast. I think all the cast is really good. So yeah, that's a good one. But there are so many holiday movies out there, and Netflix and these places are sort of taking on the Hallmark Channel approach of just spitting out standard holiday movies, because why not? They're cheap.
Yeah, they're inexpensive. They're going to get views. Target audience. You can always just pop on a Christmas movie during a Christmas dinner or whatever. I guess maybe not during dinner, but at a Christmas party, and just leave it on the TV, and somebody will be watching it.
Yeah, and I think Netflix, it's like a business prop. It's just a business move, really. I mean, it's not a lot of money, and you end up with content people will watch. Why not? Not everything has to be Stranger Things, in terms of quality.
Right. But you know what?
Truly, it doesn't.
Another thing that really happens during the holiday season is it's also Oscar season, because the Oscars are usually in December. So a lot of these big.
Oh no, they're not.
Are they not? They're in February.
The Oscar campaigns start.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
so the Oscar season starts in December, and there's a few movies out or coming out that probably have Oscar buzz already. This is a weird year, though.
Although it's going to be
really
interesting here.
Much.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog for CGI, I'd assume.
Do you think Wonder Woman's coming out in Christmas
Day?
Right?
I've heard that.
HBO Max.
I wonder
and
if that'll
theaters.
count.
HBO Max, and they're not doing the Disney approach where you don't have to pay extra to watch it. It's just straight up. If you have Disney Max, you can, or if you have HBO Max, you can just watch it.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if they will qualify for the Oscars this coming year, because there aren't that many huge tentpole releases coming. So they might get some Oscar nominations just because, if they qualify.
Yeah.
I can't remember the deadline. But it'll be interesting year for sure.
Yeah.
But I guess back to Christmas movies, we guys talk about some of our favorites. I mean, in terms of an actual Christmas movie that's primary function is Christmas, I think Christmas Vacation has been my favorite for a long time.
Yeah, I was watching that the other day.
I think that one just really feels right. It feels like the right tone that I want to hit on Christmas. I don't know why.
Yeah. Home Alone
and
1 and 2, I would say, are pretty great Christmas movies.
For sure. Gotta love those.
Especially the first one.
Yeah.
Although the second one has that great Trump cameo.
Right.
Yes, indeed.
John Mulaney has a great bit on that, where, because I think he's asking him. I mean, Macaulay Culkin's asking him for directions.
Yeah,
and Trump says he doesn't know or whatever, and it's New York. It's basically a grid. How do you not know?
What else you got, Chris? What are some of your favorite Christmas movies?
I mean, this one works for Halloween and Christmas. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great debate, because I always thought of that as a Halloween movie.
I think we talked about this before, but didn't it? It came out. I think it did come out around Halloween originally.
I thought it came out in October.
But the genius of that is that you can run it all the way till Christmas.
Yeah, it works both ways.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
I mentioned Gremlins. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
I was always partial to Scrooged, although I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
That one scared me.
That
kind of scared me.
Aspects of that movie freaked me out as a kid, but I think it's pretty unique, and
it's
I think
dark.
Bill Murray, it is dark. Bill Murray's just great in it.
It really sort of like it leans into the sort of almost like the depressing elements of holidays quite a bit. Yeah. I mean, it's not the message obviously, but like a lot of those elements are sad and depressing and hard to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just because the holidays are miserable, and I typically watch a lot more horror films towards the end of the year, you can never go wrong with the original Black Christmas, which is one of the it's one of like the oldest slasher films. It's from 1974, and it's fantastic. I wouldn't watch any of the remakes. They're both terrible. But yeah, the original is really good. And it's a Christmas movie.
I've got a couple that just popped in my head.
Cool.
So 4 Christmases with Vince Vaughn and
I've never
Reese
seen
Witherspoon. You've never seen that?
It seemed kind of unremarkable at the time when I remember it came out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty good. I think it's like a newer one. I mean, like, so the big ones are Home Alone and, what was the other one we mentioned?
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation, Die Hard. I would even put Elf in that pantheon.
Oh yeah, Elf is maybe the most modern classic.
But the ones that like
it's going to stand the test of time.
The ones that are a little bit more adult, a little bit more fun. 4 Christmases, and the night before with Seth Rogen, Anthony Mackie.
Oh yeah,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That's really fun because that was a Christmas movie that was like about me and my friends. It felt like,
nice.
Like we tried to go to a big party around Christmas, and have you guys ever seen it?
I did see it in theaters. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it's basically them like trying to find this big party that's really hard to get to in New York City, and it's just...
that's another one. I'm thinking of a different one. I'm thinking of the Holiday Christmas Party or something.
Jason Bateman.
That's also very adult as well.
Yeah. Well, so Zach, you have your hypothesis on why Halloween's the perfect holiday year round.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, I didn't celebrate Christmas as a kid, and that's when it's like the peak, I would assume. But now, just because of you get off of work, you get to like hang out with friends. It's a good time to indulge in stuff, be gluttonous.
Sure.
To me, that is the best time, holiday, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I like Christmas, but I've had some downer Christmases. Like not every. I feel like I mean not every Christmas is equal, and I think when you're a kid, it's just the best thing ever.
Yeah, you
right?
get all these presents.
There's nothing better. But then I think as you get older, it just depends on what's going on, who you celebrate with in a year, what's going on in your life. And I guarantee that like once you have kids and then it's sort of those
just
traditions start over again. I don't know. I think that's probably when I'll like it more again.
Yeah.
Because then you go back to this, like the traditions of the gift giving and with the kids and stuff.
We didn't mention another iconic Christmas movie, A Christmas Story. And
I wanted to talk about Christmas Story.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have one question because of The Christmas Story.
Okay.
So his dream present was the red BB gun. The red, what is it? Red Rocket BB gun?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't remember, but sure.
No, it is.
Do you guys remember like your dream Christmas present or having one?
Yeah, it was a Talk Boy and I got it.
Right now it's a PS5 and I'm probably not going to get it.
Santa's not going to give you one? You weren't good this year.
I mean, I think for me, as far as I can recall, it was probably the Sega Dreamcast. I remember
that was
I remember it came out in Japan almost a full year before it came out in the US, and I had gotten it for that Christmas. So I had an import Dreamcast. There was a guy who used to work at I think what used to be called Funko Land.
Yeah.
Wow.
He modded my Dreamcast to play US games.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that was probably like the earliest thing I can recall, like really wanting and getting.
That was like middle school or high school.
It came out. It was 1999, I think.
Yeah, that was like
that's when it came out
year.
in the U.S. So
there's got to be something earlier, but that's Sammer. What was yours?
Well, so similarly, I never really got Christmas presents, but my parents would just buy me stuff around the holidays. But one time, my brother actually came. Like he went to NYU. He came back for the holidays and bought me Nintendo 64 and South Park, the video game, the first-person shooter video game. Anyone remembers playing that?
I do.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I loved South Park then. I still love it. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. And that I was like, didn't expect anything, but I was like, holy shit, this is the best thing in the world.
Nice.
I remember you could throw snowballs, and wasn't there like a chicken gun or something?
You could throw snowballs. There was a chicken gun. You can throw snowballs. You can also throw like pea-soaked snowballs.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it had the multiplayer fun. Like split screen GoldenEye style multiplayer.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I remember playing that.
Yeah. It's super fun.
What I was going to say about Christmas Story is that it never really connected with me. Like I never really enjoyed watching that movie, and it's just because it's not an era that I was alive in or could connect to as having experienced, whereas Christmas Vacation in a lot of ways felt like a kind of modern Christmas that I grew up with. Because it's funny, like my parents really love Christmas Story because it very much reminds them of how their childhood Christmases growing up. In fact, my mom likes to point out that the story actually, even though it's set in like Michigan or something, the person who wrote the original book is from my mom's hometown in Indiana. So it's really basically based on her hometown. So a lot of it kind of matches up to her upbringing. But it doesn't do anything for me because that's not at all how my Christmases felt. But Christmas Vacation, for as goofy as it is, always sort of felt like, my childhood Christmases. So I think that has a lot to do with whether or not you like a certain holiday movie. For me.
Yeah.
I guess maybe.
I think you're right. I think I just appreciate, I don't think any of these movies are like fantastic in any way. I think I just appreciate I can get a glimpse of what Christmas is like in movies. And
I think It's a Wonderful Life is a classic and probably considered one of the on lists of the best movies ever.
What's the Miracle? Probably. Is it Miracle on 34th Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, never into that one.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it, but again, that's probably idyllic,
It's
yeah.
It's funny because I associate with Christmas with James Bond movies because
interesting.
Like,
did they used to come out?
No, like TBS or TNT would always play James Bond marathons every Christmas. Yeah. So we would just have those on in the background while having Christmas parties, and you just watch the Bond movies all day long.
Yeah.
Like the Harry Potter movies would I was going to say Harry Potter Christmas.
Same thing, and they're not really Christmas themed. No. I mean, they always have a Christmassy section.
There's like one part. Yeah, there's always a part of Christmas in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
But they always go on break with the
and
holiday.
Harry and the shenanigans,
Yeah.
So I remember all of the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, not the Lord of the Rings trilogy. They all came out on Christmas Day, if I remember correctly. And now
same thing with all of
Star Wars started doing that. And we saw,
and then for a while it was
we saw Star Wars on Christmas Day, The Rise of Skywalker.
We did. And Hunger Games before that. It used to be Hunger Games every year.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
So there's always this one big... I guess this is Wonder Woman this year. But there's always one big blockbuster movie
Monster
that comes
Hunter.
out on Christmas. Christmas Day. Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
What's that?
Paul W.S. Anderson's Monster Hunter, based on the Capcom game.
Oh,
it's coming out
right now.
It's coming out Christmas Day as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Paul Anderson, who directed Event Horizon, friend of the show.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, friend of the show.
Yeah.
So it's going to be that time. I think we should get into next week's episode.
Yes.
Which is our final episode of this season, this first season, episode 10. And this was Sammer's pick. So, Sammer, go ahead and introduce it.
So it's the end of the season, and we really worked hard on this. We really had some ideas that we really wanted to put in, and we had to massage a bit to get it to go. And I thought, why not end it with something that is similar to that experience with coming of age comedies? So that's what I picked.
That's what we picked.
Yeah. So coming of age comedies especially are one of my favorite movies. I love watching them, and I feel like they're inspiring a bit. They're funny. They make me kind of feel like I'm inside another group of friends. I'm hanging out with another group of friends in a way. And I'm also taking this journey with a character. And sometimes it can be really emotional, sometimes it can be really funny, but there's always something that always gets me. So that's why I picked it. And for my pick,
we'll talk about it more on the episode, what defines it. But this one's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, comedy is comedy, and coming of age, it doesn't necessarily have to be becoming an adult, necessarily graduating high school, but it just has to be, become sort of learning a lesson. That
kind of maturing a bit. I mean, that's what coming of age, I guess, technically means, is to come into your own age, moving from point A to point B in your life.
Yeah. There you go. So we'll get into more of that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it for a while. So I picked. I think one of the best ones is Dazed and Confused, and I think that's been talked to death. So I picked the spiritual sequel, Everybody Wants Some, which is a Van Halen song, where Dazed and Confused is a Led Zeppelin song. So it's basically Dazed and Confused in the 80s, and instead of high school, they're in college. And it's also directed by Richard Linklater,
who's great at coming of age movies.
And it's
honestly,
it's like his bread and butter.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he made Boyhood, which is sort of like the ultimate coming of age because it's literally someone growing up.
Yeah.
So he's really focused on that. That's a good one. I'm excited you picked that one.
Yeah.
Chris, what's up?
What is up? I picked well, you mentioned I was gonna pick Dazed and Confused, which I love a lot, and instead I didn't do that. I threw caution to the wind and picked Amy Heckerling's Clueless. So that's the 1995 comedy. And it's a lot of fun. It'd been a long time since I saw it, and I'm kind of glad I picked it. You get to see a young Paul Rudd being charming as ever.
Or
some great 90s
Paul Rudd
music.
That looks the same age as he always does.
Yeah. His hairline.
Yes.
His hairline's the same.
Everything's the same.
It's pretty crazy.
Although he's probably
he looks
better
more like a
now.
vampire. Yeah.
Yeah, he is for sure.
I'd argue he might look better now. Honestly.
Yeah.
He looks a little,
he's come of age, like a fine wine.
Yeah.
He looks a little porcelain in Clueless.
Babyface.
Something about
I think he has better fashion sense now than in that movie.
I think everyone does compared to that era.
Well, I hope he didn't dress himself. And for me, I picked one of my my favorites from I guess it was high school days. It's 2004's Napoleon Dynamite, directed by Jared Hess. Sort of a very oddball movie that sort of maybe not invented, but certainly really honed the sort of awkward comedy style of that early 2000s.
Yeah.
And I always really liked it, and I hadn't seen it in a long time, so it was fun to revisit it. So those are our three movies.
Yeah.
Very much looking forward to discussing coming-of-age comedy. And I think that about wraps it up then, guys. Sammer, why don't you tell everybody where they can find us?
You can find us on YouTube under A Few Good Movies Pod. You can find us on Twitter under A Few Good Movies P, and you can find us on Facebook and Instagram under A Few Good Movies Pod. And then feel free to email us if you have any questions or comments or suggestions. Email us at afewgoodmoviespod@gmail.com.
Excellent. And so that episode will air next Monday. It'll be the last episode of this season. We hope you enjoy it, and we look forward to seeing you then.
And season 2, we're not sure when we'll be coming, but we're hoping to do it, and we'll let you guys know on Twitter and Instagram when that will happen, and maybe float some ideas about what topics to talk about.
Yeah, how we can do things differently, improve, adjust. Yeah. All right, we will see you next week on A Few Good Movies.
See ya.